From a sideways glance, the statement that I have asserted with the title of this video seems like a no-brainer. Denny Hamlin has won the last 2 Daytona 500s and is also about as good at the Talladega Superspeedway. With 5 Superspeedway wins in his career, all coming from 2014 onward, he clearly is the best drafter in NASCAR right now. This is an impressive feat, seeing the drafters he's been up against since 2014. And in this time, in the 28 Superspeedway Cup races from 2014 to now, he has scored all 5 of his wins at the 2 tracks, 13 top 5s and 16 top 10s. But it wasn't just this span of time that offered a glimpse of just how good he was at drafting.
Last lap in the Budweiser shootout.
The 20 car is just beaten up on the bumper of that 11 car, Denny Hamlin, but that's why. That's what you can do.
Look what a difference it made, Wally. 2 Carlingtons drove him by the 48.
Only 4 times has a first-time starter in this race gone to victory lane. The last time, Dale Jarrett in 1996.
And here comes Junior on the outside on the last lap.
Big run on the outside. Does he have enough?
Off the final turn in the Budweiser shootout. The season starts with fireworks. Denny Hamlin, the rookie, wins the Budweiser shootout.
But what are some reasons for Hamlin doing so well later on in his career compared to, for the most part, earlier in his career? To start with, you have to look at those who he raced against. In the late 2000s to the mid-2010s, restrictor plate races were dominated by drivers like Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Around the mid-2010s, these drivers began to either fall off, or retire, or get injured. The true turning point, in my opinion, comes in 2017 in one of the Daytona duel races. Dale Jr. at this point had really reasserted himself as the best and most fearsome drafter in the mid-2010s. And in the 2 years prior to 2017, Dale Jr. had claimed ownership of the Daytona duels that he was in. After 2016, the 88 being the odds-on favorite was in question though. Earnhardt was injured the season before and Hamlin had won the 2016 Daytona 500. And trust me, we'll be getting to that race soon enough. So in the 2017 duels, we actually had a duel for the win. This, in my opinion, is where the drafting fulcrum point lies.
Can't block it.
I tell you, that 3 car is going to be, he's right there helping.
All right, here it is, there it is. See, as soon as they broke free of the 42, that gave them the run.
This is bad news for Junior.
Yeah,
he's down there all by himself.
Yeah, believe it or not, I, as a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan, knew right after this race that with Junior being schooled by Hamlin, it was going to be a long 2017 for Junior Nation, and it truly was the beginning of the end. But for Hamlin, this showed just the beginning, and it showed that the 2016 Daytona 500 wasn't a fluke. Speaking of that race, let's look at how Hamlin won it. Tell me, coming to the white flag, where is Denny Hamlin at? 4th. He is in the 4th position. Seeing that the top line is gonna have a huge surge, he jumps to the top side. Abandoning his 3 teammates and affiliates, he ends up charging to the front. In 3 and 4, his teammate Kenseth tries to block, but Hamlin, anticipating this, takes the run that Kenseth's draft gave him and basically drag races Martin Truex Jr. to the finish. And this still was only just good enough to squeak out a victory by 1/100th of a second at the end.
Yeah, we're getting ready to find out right here. They get to this white flag. You watch. If they're going to make a move, it's going to happen just after this white flag.
I think it'll happen off turn 4.
Here goes Hamlin up high. Here comes the 20 of Matt Kenseth.
Can't do it.
No, he just doesn't have enough of a push. He's going to have to back up to that car behind him and get that push, but he's trying.
He wants that 4 car to help him. Here he goes.
Next flag ends the race.
I just don't think he can do it from the outside.
He might be able to get up to 3rd, maybe 2nd. I just don't know if he's going to get all the way up to the lead, but here he comes.
Got to run down the back. It's going to be a drag race off turn 4, but I just don't see him being able to pull it off.
He's getting a big push. He's getting a big push.
He's coming. He's up to 2nd.
Hamlin a 2nd, up
Watch
high.
the inside, watch the inside. Martin Truex Jr. 3 wide.
Truex to the bottom of the red. No, red.
Kansas saves it. Here they come to the line. This is the finish of the Daytona 500. Side by side, bouncing off each other.
Unbelievable. I think it was Denny Hamlin.
I have it as Hamlin.
This is all due to Denny Hamlin maturing as a driver, and this materializes in tandem with the immense increase in driver patience from Hamlin. He didn't jump out until the moment he absolutely needed to, and in the end, it got him his first Harley J. Earl trophy. This is in stark contrast to his 2019 Daytona 500 victory. The 2019 500 used a different kind of aero package for Daytona and Talladega that they did in 2016. The racing was different from how it was in 16, as well as with winning strategies. The strategy was much different as well. For this one, Hamlin just needed to stay out front and survive.
1 lap to go. 2 Connecticut Yankees chasing Hamlin and Busch.
Wow, what a move by Logano. He got under Kyle Busch.
And Preece is coming to help.
All right, and that's what he's going to need. He's got to back up to Preece. He's not going to be able to do it on his own. He's got to get that push from Preece. He's going to have to get on the brakes here, but he's got Kyle Busch in the outside lane.
Logano and Preece grew up together at the quarter midget tracks in Connecticut. And Logano looks low. Top lane
Kyle
gets
Busch
spilled. It's Kyle.
Logano.
Kyle Busch in the top lane. Logano on the bottom. McDowell, the second yellow car. Where will he go?
So interesting that McDowell decided to go with Kyle Busch, but here comes Eric Jones on the inside. Denny Hamlin.
Hamlin off turn number 4. No, side-by-side battle to the finish. This time, Denny Hamlin wins his second Daytona 500 and wins it for Coach Gibbs in Toyota.
In the 11 car.
Heading into 2020, Hamlin is now seen more or less as the superspeedway favorite. This brings us to his third Daytona 500 victory. With the current aero package, giant runs would be created in the draft, causing tons and tons of passing throughout the field and throughout the race. For a good historical reference, you can look back at the early 2000s pack racing and packages, the same ones that drivers like Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, and Tony Stewart excelled at, as ones that are like this. Surviving is paramount with this package, which is helped by leading and staying out in the front pack. So this is what Hamlin did. With a lap to go, he sat atop the scoring pylon. This wasn't the best place to be though. The current package offers sporadic amounts of 2-car tandems, and due to the Ford's bumpers lining up, both Ryan Newman's number 6 Ford and Ryan Blaney's number 12 Ford could draft past the 11. And that's exactly what they did going down the backstretch. So Hamlin was back to 3rd position behind them. Drafting through 3 and 4, he stayed with the front 2. So when the 2 leaders got together in front of him, he was there to strike.
Still green, and here they come.
And here comes Blaney.
Ryan Blaney up behind Ryan Newman, trying to get him to Hamlin.
Newman backed up to Blaney. Big run coming here.
To the inside, Newman to the front.
Nothing Denny Hamlin could do. What can Ryan Blaney now do? Here comes a push from Denny Hamlin. Oh, this thing's not over yet. Not at all.
Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside.
Wow.
Scoring unofficial. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, too close to call. Here is the second closest finish in Daytona 500 history.
With this, Hamlin was now a 3-time Daytona 500 champion. Now, his final superspeedway victory, at this moment at least, took place at the Talladega Superspeedway in the fall. This race was much like the Daytona 500, a fight for survival and an extremely controversial finish. After an obstacle course of destruction, Hamlin lined up 2nd on the outside of leader Matt DiBenedetto. But on the outside line, he faded almost immediately on the backstretch. By the white flag, he was sitting 6th in line, last of the top pack. Where Hamlin makes his winning move is not in the final corner or in the tri-oval or at the line. Where he makes his winning move instead is on the backstretch. William Byron was stuck on the outside lane. Hamlin jumps up there and picks up the 24 car. This move helps propel Byron to the front. With the carnage nearly ensuing up in front of him, Hamlin avoids the wreck on the apron. While controversial, the win for Hamlin was seen as a clean win, so we're going to view it as such right here.
Right behind, have enough fuel.
Denny Hamlin, we know he's got enough fuel to come back through the restart zone. 2 laps to go from Talladega.
Get even down here into turn 1. Benedetto gets out ahead here, but both lines are organized.
Busher pushing. Benedetto out front now. 3 car lengths.
Advantage, 17-24 clear.
Busher continues to push down the back straightaway, locked up in tandem. They're getting away. Can they stay in tandem? They almost have to now.
They've gotten so far out in front, if they don't stay hooked up, the other guys will run them down.
William Byron trying to find some help.
Is there enough fuel in either one of these 2 cars out front?
Look at Byron being able to pull up to the 17, going to get on the quarter panel. That's going to pull the 17 off the 21.
It separates them. White flag. One more time around at Talladega.
Eric Jones to the inside here.
Jones is now going to push the 21. Now it's a matter of how long. The Wood brothers and Matt DiBenedetto out front at Talladega.
No organization right now.
Look at this outside line.
Oh, we got a car in the wall, the back straightaway. Cody Ware. Here comes the 17 and the 24. They're going to try to block.
Eric
in
gets
the
up into the wall. Now the 24, a big run. He slides. They make more contact. 3 wide as they come out of 4.
Hamlin to the inside. Side draft coming from the 24 car.
Denny Hamlin. William Byron through the tri-oval coming up to the stripe. And as they go across the stripe, a photo finish. Denny Hamlin gets the nod.
I think with the same package used in the 2021 Daytona 500 that was used in the 2020 Superspeedway races, it is logical to suspect that Denny Hamlin is going to be the sole man to beat in the 63rd running of the Great American Race. But that's just my opinion. Granted, based on some facts and some examples, but still an opinion. So now, I want to hear what you think. Is Denny Hamlin the favorite for the 2021 Daytona 500, or is another driver? And if so, who do you think that is? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.